Hello, I'm Mike, this is Will, we are the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And we're bringing you issue 59 of Warhammer 40k Conquest today. If you want to skip straight to the battle report before we go over the issue, there will be a time code in the description. And in this issue we got another sprue of Space Marines, exactly the same as the one we got way back in issue 16, something like that. It's one of the ones from Dark Imperium, where it has an Inceptor, 2 Hellblasters and 2 Intercessors. So these finish off the squads that go with the sergeants that we got in issue 29. So we have a squad of 5 Intercessors, a squad of 5 Hellblasters and a squad of 3 Inceptors. But heading into the issue now at last. First up we have some backstory on the Grey Knights, the Space Marine chapter based on Titan that is specifically created to fight demons, the demon hunters. And they're all psychers, where they're all immune to chaos taint, that sort of thing. And a little showcase of some of their armour here. Some of their models. I've got some history here on the Maelstrom, one of the warp storms in the galaxy, and some backstory here on the Huron Blackheart and the Red Corsairs. Luft Huron was the leader of the Loyalist chapter called the Astral Claws, but then they turned traitor during the Badab War, the subject of some of the Imperial armour books from Forge World. And backstory here on the White Scars, some of their battles starting off at the 30th millennium, going up to modern times. And here we have our build guide, exactly the same as the ones from issue 16. And the only thing to note is really the only posability options you have on these, for the Intercessors and the Hellblasters at least, is the heads. Just make them look in different directions from the ones you already have. And the Inceptor you can pose his arms slightly differently. And you use the last of the 3 flying stands you got, although my issue came with an extra set of flying stands, so that was convenient. But if you didn't, hopefully you remembered where those are. And our painting guides again. You've probably painted many Space Marines and Ultramarines by now if you've been following this guide. I don't think there's anything too new. And obviously painting the Plasma Incinerator with 1000 Suns Blue and Timberguard Blue. So that's it for our issue. We'll head into our mission for this issue now.
So now we'll be on to our mission for this episode. Now you may remember back in issue 50 we discovered that the planetary governess, Ludmilla Tarch, was in fact a traitor and was in league with the noble cultists. Tracking her down has not been a priority for the Space Marines up until this point because they've been losing the battle for Kalon, so there are other things to worry about. But apparently they have by chance discovered the hideout for the cultists. And so they've diverted some forces to go and have a look at it, and although they didn't find the governess, there are a lot of data slates lying around which might have clues as to her whereabouts. As you can see on the map, there are 5 data slates, equidistant around the board, 1 in the centre and then 4 around the edges. And both sides have to try and control the objectives. And, well, the victory conditions are actually that you get a victory point for each objective you hold at the end of a battle round. So there'll be rolling victory points for controlling them. And you also get an extra victory point if you have more than your opponent does at the end of the battle round. And there's also victory points for eliminating enemy units. So then, and the deployment is obviously fairly straightforward. And there's just the Death Guard on the city end of the board and the Space Marines on the Mechanicus end. We roll off and decide who gets to deploy first, alternate deploying, and then roll off again to decide who goes first. And it lasts for 5 battle rounds. We have the usual 3 command points each. And that's really all there is to say. So we're going to have a look at the armies and get on to deployment. So here we have our Space Marine forces. We've got the 2 new Primaris Lieutenants that we got a couple of issues ago leading this army. One with Power Sword and one with the Auto Bolt Rifle. We've got a big unit of 10 Intercessors using our new ones, so we now actually have enough normal Intercessors to make up a unit of 10 with 1 Sergeant. We don't have to have an extra Sergeant model. 5 Hellblasters with our new ones. And 3 Inceptors with the new one. And then 5 Scouts with bolter guns and the heavy bolter.
Yeah, my warlord will be the Lieutenant with the Mastercrafted Auto Bolt Rifle, and I'm going to give him Storm of Fire yet again.
Now here's the Death Guard they'll be fighting. We've got, well, a Lord of Contagion it says, but I'm going to take Lord Gangrous because we're alternating at the moment between the 2 Lords. 10 Cultists, 12 Poxwalkers, the Myphitic Blight Hauler, the return of the Biologous Putrefier, we haven't seen him in a long time, and a big unit of 10 Plague Marines. Now I actually have the same problem with these as we did with the Intercessors in the last couple of games, where we don't have enough Plague Marines with bolt guns. So we've got the random champion at the back with the Power Fist and the Sword. He's just going to be a normal Plague Marine and he'll probably die first. But hey, at least he gets to come out of the box. And then they've got 2 Blight Launchers and the actual champion has a Power Fist and Plasma Gun, obviously. And my Warlord will be Lord Gangrous, and we're going to give him Tainted Regeneration for this battle. So to show you where the objectives are, there's 1 right in the centre here. Then we've got 1 down here. There's pretty much 1 in each corner of the board. There's 1 over there by that pipe. one over here by the hemotrope reactor, and then one down here near the alchemite stack. And now we roll off to see who gets to deploy first, or who gets to pick who deploys a unit first. I've rolled a 1.
I rolled a 5, so you can deploy first.
Okay. So my first choice will be to put Lord Gangrel in the teleportarium, and the Space Marine's first choice will be to put the Inceptors into, the high orbit or whatever their special deployment place is called. It works the same way. And then so my second choice is going to be the 10 cultists who are going to go down here, right in the bottom left corner of the board, near the objective.
So my second deployment will be the Intercessors, all in a big line. So hopefully we can probably contest those 2 objectives.
And I've placed all of my Poxwalkers over here, so next to the other objective.
My next deployment will be the 5 Hellblasters, just behind the Intercessors.
Next I've deployed my big unit of 10 Plague Marines in the middle of the road.
My next deployment will be the 2 Lieutenants. I assume you're meant to take them as a single unit, in which case they have to be deployed together, but from now on they operate as individual models.
Yeah.
They just have to be deployed within 2 inches of each other.
And I've put down the Mythic Blight Hauler, and it's here, and it's within 7 inches of the whole Plague Marine unit's within 7 inches, so they will get cover from it.
So I'm going to deploy the Scouts, technically using concealed positions, just outside my deployment zone, so they start within 3 inches of that objective.
Yeah. And for my final deployment, we've put the Biologist Putrefier down here, between the Plague Marines and the Poxwalkers. That's all of our units deployed. That's the Death Guard deployment and the Space Marine deployment. And now we roll off to see who goes first. And again, the wording is that whoever wins goes first. So I have rolled a 4.
I rolled 2.
So that means we'll be on to Death Guard, turn 1. We're going to start by advancing with the Plague Marines because they can't get in range by moving normally, so they might as well advance 5 inches, so they can go 10. So the Plague Marines come up to there. And then the Blight Hauler has moved up as well. They're all still within 7 inches of it, and it's within 2 inches of the ammo boxes. The Poxwalkers are shuffled forward slightly. They can just about keep that objective within 3 inches and still stay in the cover, so they're going to do that. Then we're going to advance with the Biologist Putrefier, and we'll advance with the Cultists as well, because they're not in range. So I'll do the Biologist Putrefier. He gets to go an extra 4, and the Cultists an extra 3. The Cultists end up like this, just keeping a few far back, just to prevent any deep strike shenanigans from the Inceptors in the back corner. And the Biologist Putrefier has just come up behind the Plague Marines, like so. And that's my movement. I'm not going to bring Lord Gangrel down. It is tempting to put him on the central objective and then hope he survives to the end of the battle round, because I would gain an extra 2 victory points for that, 1 for the third objective and 1 for holding more objectives. But I also fear he might just get blown away, so I think we'll keep him safe for now. So we'll be on to the shooting phase. We'll start with the Blight Hauler. Its multi-melter isn't in range, but it's going to shoot a crack missile at the Hellblasters over there, which hits on a 4, re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling 1s. Nope, that's a 2.
Shoot.
So by a fortunate deployment and not quite enough of an advance roll, the Blight Launchers are only in range of the Intercessors and not the Hellblasters, so they'll shoot at them. We've got 4 shots hitting on 3s, because we're Death Guard, so we ignore the penalty. Well, they all hit. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s, that's 3 wounds.
3 5+ armor saves. Made none of them.
Alright, so we do 3 damage apiece. I'll just do them all in sequence. So 1, so the second shot will kill somebody, and the third one does 3, so...
2 dead Intercessors. Take away this guy. That guy.
But that will be it for my shooting phase, and indeed my turn. They don't have to take a morale test, we're only using 2. So we'll be on to Space Marines turn 1.
So, the Intercessors have all moved up, kind of this way. This man right at the end actually holds that objective at the moment.
Yeah.
Hellblasters have moved up behind just a bit. I did debate leaving them there, but if I don't move up I can't get into rapid fire range next turn, so we're going to have to take some fire, unfortunately. And the 2 lieutenants have gone up behind, so that one's he's gone to cover that flank, and this guy's gone over here to get in range of the Scouts, who the 4 with bolt guns have moved up a bit, so they're all in range of the Plague Marines, and the Heavy Bolter Man hasn't moved. And at the end of my movement phase, the Inceptors are going to come down like that. So Sarge here at the front is actually within 3 inches of the objective. And this man at the back is within 6 inches of that lieutenant.
Yeah.
And they're still in coherency, just.
Yeah, we did measure it.
The absolute limit of coherency.
Yes.
So it's on to the shooting phase. So I'll start with the Inceptors. They're going to put all their fire into the cultists.
Yeah, and with 3 of them, that is a lot of fire now.
So we've got 18 shots. I'm actually going to spend a command point to play Signs of Guilliman, so that I can reroll 1s.
To hit, yeah.
Yeah, reroll 1s to hit. So 18 shots hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Rerollings of 1s. So that's 16 hits. And then we're wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s. And these 6s have Storm of Fire, because that bolt gun is my warlord. So that's going to be 3 dead cultists, because you have no armour save. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 plus armour save, because you have cover.
Oh, one fell out the box. It was a 6, unfortunately. So that's 2 made, but that will kill all of them, because they're only 10.
That's all the cultists dead.
So the cultists go down, and the Space Marines get a victory point for killing a unit, and we're going to use this red D20 for the Space Marine victory points.
I'll do the Intercessors next. They're going to shoot the Plague Marines.
Okay.
Because they're lack of anything better to shoot at.
Yeah.
We're not in rapid fire range. Each shot's hitting on 3s.
4 hits.
Wounding on 5s, 3 rolling 1s. Oh.
Well, that makes up for it. So that's 3 at AP -2 and 1 at AP -1.
Yeah, but you have cover.
I have got cover. So the AP -1 will be a 3+, which I've made, and then these ones will be 4+, which I've failed 1 of, and then disgustingly resilient, but fails. So 1 will die, and as I said before, we'll take away the not champion at the back. Yeah.
I'll do the scouts next, just so you can't. Actually, you wouldn't take the Blight Launcher away, but they're going to shoot the Plague Marines as well. So we have 4 bolt guns hitting on 3s. 3 hits, wounding on 5s, you're rolling 1s. That's 1 wound.
Wait, it's normal. They're not in range of Storm of Fire.
So it's 2+.
Yeah, so it's just 2+. That's 3. So yeah.
And then the heavy bolter, 3 shots hitting on 3s. They will hit. Wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s. It's 2 wounds.
AP -1, but cover. So 3+. Failed 1 of them. Disgustingly resilient. Nope. That's another bolt gun dead. I'll take them on the back.
Go scouts. The Hellblasters are also going to shoot at the Plague Marines, and we're not going to overcharge. So we've got 5 shots hitting on 3s, 3 hits, wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s, 2 wounds. So
one of them's at AP -5, so it ignores cover, and the other one will have a 6+ armor save, cover save, whatever. Yeah, and he failed. It's only 1 damage, and he ignored it. So, yeah, it's 2 wounds, and yeah, so that's 1 failed. Disgustingly resilient, and 1 dead. So we'll take this one.
And finally, my lieutenant, who has the autobolt rifle, will shoot at the Plague Marines as well.
Yeah, he's just in range, so he might as well.
2 shots hitting on 3s, 1 hit, wounds on a 5, rolling 1s. No. And I'm not going to declare any charges, so that's the end of my turn and the end of the battle round.
Yeah, well, in the morale phase, the Plague Marines lost 3, so on 6, another one will run away. Nope, they're alright. And then we have to score objectives at the end of the battle round. Now, thanks to your killing the cultists, I only hold 1, so that'll be 1 for the Death Guard.
Yeah, and we use this green D20 for them.
Yep, so that's 1. And the Space Marines hold 3 objectives, thanks to the Inceptors, and more than the Death Guard do, so that's 4 victory points.
So we go up to 5.
So it's 5-1 at the end of the first battle round, as we go on to Death Guard turn 2. So here's my movement. The Plague Marines have moved up down the road towards the centre objective. The Biolog's Putrefier has followed them. Blight Hauler has come over here. It can, because it's got such a huge base, it can hold this objective and still stay within 2 inches of the ammo boxes, so it's going to do that. Poxwalkers will stay where they are, and then at the end of the movement phase, Lord Gangrous has teleported down here, so he's in cover, but he's just over 9 inches away from the Inceptors, and we'll be on to the shooting phase. We'll start with the Blight Hauler. It's going to shoot all of its guns that are in range at the Hellblasters. That includes the multi-melter, it is now in range. So that will hit on a 4, re-rolling 1s. That's a hit. Wounds on a 2. That's a wound, with no armour save, so d6 damage. 4, so that will kill a Hellblaster.
Take away this one at the end.
Crack missile on a 4. Nope. And then we've got the Plague Marines. They will shoot everything at the Hellblasters except this bolt gun man here at the front, who will chuck a Hyper Blight Grenade from the Biolog's Putrefier at the Inceptors, who are within grenade range. So we might as well start with that. It has d6 shots, 4, which hit on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and will hit. They're toughness 5, so these do wound on 5s, but 6s do might. In fact, I have to roll these one at a time because with additional mortal wounds, the order could matter here. So the first one does nothing. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first one does nothing. The second one re-rolls 1s because it's a plague weapon. No, does nothing. The third one does a normal wound, but no mortal wounds. So you have a 3+ armor save for that.
Yep.
And the fourth one. Does a mortal wound and an armor save.
So 3+, made it.
Made it, but you do take a mortal wound.
So yeah, put it on this guy.
Then we've got the other shots. The plasma gun is within rapid fire range, so it will shoot supercharged. So re-rolling 1s, 3 re-rolling 1s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s because supercharged. 2 wounds.
6+ armor saves. Made 1.
Made 1. So someone dies.
Go on the end.
Then we've got blight launchers on 3s. Re-rolling 1s. Well, that's 4 hits. Wounding on 3s, also re-rolling 1s. That's 3 wounds.
5+. Made 1, failed 2.
So D3 damage again, so the first one does 1, so that'll just kill a man with the second hit.
That guy.
Only one of the bolt guns is within rapid fire range, so we've only got 4 shots with these, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. That is 3 hits, wounding on 4s, 2.
3 plus armor saves. Made both.
In charge phase, we'll do the Plague Marines at the Inceptors. They might lose a couple by doing this, but if Gangrous fails his charge, then they get overwatched anyway, so...
So, in Overwatch we have 18 shots, hitting on 6s. It's 3 hits, perfect average.
Perfect average, yeah.
And wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s. 2 wounds.
2, 3, 4 plus armor saves, because not in cover anymore. Oh, double 2. And disgustingly resilient. Made 1, so we'll lose a bolt gun. We'll lose this one back. And then their charge would be a 5, because they're just in grenade range. That's a 6, so just about.
Just in.
So they finish like that. And then Gangrous will have a go as well. He'll be a hard 9 to make this in. That's a 7, but if I re-roll that 2, I've got a 50-50 chance. Yeah, I think I need to at this stage, so we are going to use a command point, re-roll this, 4 plus. Yes, that's a 9. So that does bring him there at the expense of a command point. So we'll start with Gangrous, because he's got his 3 damage weapon. He won't pile in though. So 4 attacks on 2s. No, that's 3 hits, wounding on 3s. He's strength 6, re-rolling 1s, because plague weapon. That's 3 wounds.
6 plus armor saves.
Yeah.
Nope.
No. Oh, so he kills them all with his 3 damage flat weapon. He will not consolidate, but the Plague Marines, because they charged, I can still pick them to fight, so they will pile in 3 inches towards the closest enemy. Yeah, we'll send the bolt guns out front and keep the important people near the objective. Right, there we are.
And you get a victory point for destroying a unit.
I do, so that does bring me up to 2. But that'll be it for Death Guard turn 2, so on to Space Marines turn 2.
So movement's very simple. The scouts are going to shuffle a bit so they can, all the bolt gunners can get rid of them in rapid fire range of the Plague Marines. Yeah. And everyone else is going to stand still. So in the shooting phase, I'll start with the scouts, and they're going to shoot at the Plague Marines. So we've got 8 bolt gun shots hitting on 3s, 6 hits, wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s. That's 2 wounds, 2 3 plus saves.
Yep, 6 doesn't matter because he's not within Storm of Fire. I failed 1, and disgustingly resilient. Nope, that's a bolt gun dead. We'll get rid of the one who isn't blocking stuff at the moment.
And the heavy bolter, 3 shots hitting on 3s, 2 hits, wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s, 2 wounds.
At 4 plus. Maybe.
So next I'll do the Intercessors. This man is within 6 inches of him, so he'll throw a crack grenade and the rest will fire their bolt rifles.
Yep.
So crack grenade hitting on a 3, missed. 14 bolt rifle shots hitting on 3s. That's 10 hits, wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s. So it's 2 4 plus and 2 5 plus.
So the 4 pluses, failed 1, and 5 pluses, failed both, so that's 3 disgustingly resilient. Oh well,
come on.
That's where they were hiding.
This lieutenant will fire his bolt pistol at the Plague Marines. Hitting on 3, hit, wounding on a 5, rerolling 1s. Oh, he wounded.
He wounded, not Storm of Fire, so 3 plus. No, I can roll 6 too.
And that lieutenant will fire his bolt rifle at them as well. 2 shots hitting on 3s, 1 hit. Wounds on 5. Nope. The Hellblasters will shoot at the Plague Marines as well.
Yep.
No, he won't overcharge. 4 shots hitting on 3s, 2 hits.
Because he didn't overcharge.
Yeah, wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s, 2 wounds.
With no save, so just straight to disgustingly resilient, which I've made 1 of, so we will lose another bolt gun. Now we'll get rid of the one who's furthest that way. That'll be it for shooting. And you're not going to carry charges?
No.
No. But in this battle round, the Space Marines hold 2 objectives and the Death Guard hold 3. So that'll be 4 for the Death Guard for holding an extra objective and 2 for the Space Marines. So the Death Guard go up to 6, and the Space Marines will go up to 7 as we go into Death Guard turn 3. So in my movement phase, the Plague Marines have moved up right up in front of the Intercessors so that they can't fail a charge. But we've chained back the champion over here because the minimum advance on the Putrefier will still let him throw the grenade, so we'll roll his advance now, 4. So that brings him up to there, and then because the Plague Marines are within 3 inches of him, one of them can throw his super grenade, and Gangrous has moved up his 4 inches as well to get to there. The Blight Hauler has moved up a little bit, just to get with the Hellblasters within ultimate range again, and the Poxwalkers will stay where they are. So we'll be on to the shooting phase. We'll start with the Blight Hauler shooting at the Hellblasters. We've got the multi-melter hitting on 4 rerolling ones. It did. It wins on a 2. It did. No armour save. D6 damage. 5. That'll kill the regular man.
Yep.
And the crack missile. Rerolling ones because the ammo boxes. Misses again. Then the Plague Marines are going to shoot. I want to get rid of that Hellblaster Sergeant, but I'd also quite like to shoot the Intercessors. Well, we're going to throw the Hyper Blight Grenade at the Intercessors with the Bolt Gun Man, and then we're going to shoot one Blight Launcher at the Hellblaster Sergeant, and the other one out of the Plasma Gun at the Intercessors. We'll do the one Blight Launcher at the Hellblaster Sergeant first. He gets 2 hits, they win on 3s. Only 1.
5 plus.
You're alright, yeah. Should have shot more at it, never mind. Plasma Gun, we won't supercharge at the Intercessors. 2 hits, winning on 3s. That's 2 wounds.
6 plus. Oh, made both.
Oh, double 6. Well, that has no effect. The other remaining Blight Launcher, which I should have done for 4, has 1 hit. Wounds on a 3. Yes.
5 plus. Nope.
D3 damage. 1. Okay, so over there. Then the Hyper Blight Grenade at them as well. Has 5 shots, hitting on 3s. 3 hits, and I have to do these damages, the wound rolls 1 at a time, in case I roll 6. 2 does nothing. 2 does nothing. And 4 does nothing. Oh no, 4 does wound. It's strength 4. The Hyper Blight Grenade is strength 4, and that's a normal armour save.
3 plus. Nope.
No, well, unfortunately that's 2 damage, so I got them in the wrong order, but it only kills the wounded man, but never mind. And then in charge phase, I think Gangrous will charge first this time into the Intercessors, and I'll charge that Lieutenant as well, just in case he wants to. No, I won't charge the Lieutenant because I can just stay more than 3 inches away from him. So they get to Overwatch.
One guy will throw a grenade and then 6 bolt rifles. Grenade, hitting on a 6, no. 12 bolt rifle shots, hitting on 6s. 3 hits, hitting on 5s, rolling 1s. 1 wound.
3 plus armour. Yes. Well, not double 1. Yeah, so 5, that'll be enough. Yeah, so that's all he needs to do. And the Plague Marines will charge as well. Yeah, they're in. Just. So they move in like that. Gangrous go first, because he has the 3 damage weapon. He has 4 attacks on 2s. Oh, the 1 again, but Death of the False Emperor. Gets another hit, that was a hit. So wounding on 3s, 3 rolling 1s, 2 1s. 3 wounds.
6 plus armor saves. Nope.
That's 3 dead Intercessors. So taking the 3 in front of Gangrous. And he might as well pile in, actually, bring the Lieutenant into combat. Well, I should. And then we've got the Plague Marines. They'll pile in, otherwise the champion won't be able to fight. We'll do the Power Fist first on 4s. Nope. 3 Plague Knives on 3s. 1 hit. Wounds on a 4. It did.
3 plus.
No. A wound. Well, then they get to fight back. This guy isn't bothered piling in because he's holding the objective and he can't actually get within 3 inches of anything anyway.
Yeah, so you've got 7 attacks from the other Intercessors. Doing 3s. 6 hits. Wounding on 5s, you're rolling 1s. 2 wounds.
Armor saves. Failed 1. Disgustingly resilient. Oh, yeah. And the Lieutenant technically gets to attack.
He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. 3 hits, hitting on 5s, you're rolling 1s. No.
No. And that would be it the fight phase. The Intercessors didn't take enough for a morale test. Moving on to Space Marines turn 3.
Yeah, I'm just going to concede at this point because Gangrous is in my lines and I can't do anything about him.
No, it's difficult to see at this point how you could knock me off the 3 objectives I'm holding, which are going to give me an extra 3 victory points every turn.
Yeah.
I mean, my Gangrous is probably just going to wipe out your guys one at a time. It's currently 7 victory points to 6 for Space Marines, but it's not going to stay that way.
At the end of this round, you'll gain 4 and I'll get 2. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even if you kill another unit, it's still not going to...
And I can't do anything about your Blight Hauler.
So that will be a Death Guard victory, and we will recap all of that for you now. So that was the mission from issue 59 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. How do you think that went?
I think Lord Gangrous got into melee and there wasn't anything I could do about that.
It's true. Like this army that you had, without the Dreadnought or even like the Gravis Captain or the Librarian or something, well, especially because you had 1 Hellblaster left. Like, what can you do about him once he's in there?
Yeah.
And we spoke about it briefly at the end, but all that would have happened if we carried on was he would have gone around murderising things while you were unable to take objectives.
Yeah, I could have run away from him, but I'd have to leave objectives, so I'd just be victory points down anyway.
Yeah, From my point of view, it went exactly to plan, because park a big unit of Plague Marines on the middle objective. Well, I mean, they got whittled down a bit faster than I'd hoped they would, but then the Biologist Putrefier was able to take over, and once I got Gangrel into your army, I knew you'd have to do something about him, and I knew he'd just kill things. So that was my plan. You definitely had early success, like blowing away all the cultists. That was I was a bit shocked.
Yeah, well, we finally got to see signs of Guilliman for once, because I didn't have the captain for the first time in ages.
Yeah, so you didn't have automatic rerolling ones.
It might have been better to not put the Inceptors down next to the objective, but then I wouldn't have had that objective, so I'd be 2 victory points down. I would still have hold more, so I would have been 1 victory point down, I think. I would have had 2 objectives to your 1.
Yeah, because you blew away the cultists.
But assuming everything else went the same, Gangrus would have got into melee with them. They would have died. They probably would have been closer to my lines than yours. I mean, I could have brought them over nearer the Poxwalkers and tried to shoot them instead, and then they might have survived then. But then, assuming he rolled a 9-inch charge, you'd have just brought him in near the Intercessors, say, and charged into them instead.
Yeah, instead, yeah. I said, obviously, I decided not to bring Gangrus down on the first turn to take that objective because I was worried he would get blown away, which did give you the opportunity to do it with the Inceptors. But then the problem with doing that, of course, is that they scored you 2 victory points effectively. Or I suppose technically they scored you 3 because you killed the cultists with them, but then they got killed and provided me with a springboard to charge forwards as well, so... But if Gangrus hadn't made his charge...
Possibly some of them would have survived. I mean, only really the Power Fist is the dangerous weapon in your...
Yeah, the Plague Marines wouldn't have gone through them in one fight phase, and
then I could have flown away, and I was going to fly them away to shoot at the Poxwalkers, because my plan was to just kill your Cultists and Poxwalkers, so you couldn't hold the 2 back objectives.
Well, I mean, I probably would have just left the Biologist Putrefier in the corner instead, but he would have had to run there, so it would have been...
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really do anything about your Blighthauler, especially once the... I guess I could have tied it up with the Inceptors, but I don't think I had space to bring it in at the back. But it didn't have that much effect on the game other than holding objective. It missed most of its shooting. So.
It killed 2 Hellblasters, I think.
And it gave some mobile cover.
Yeah. But now that I have command points to reroll those charges, it makes the Lords of Contagion that much more dangerous, because the 9-inch charge is always a gamble, but if you can reroll one of those dice, it increases the odds.
You know, I suppose it is worth pointing out that the Death Guard, once again, actually down on points. You were down about 70 or 80 points, I think.
I think so, yeah. Mainly because the Cultists and the Poxwalkers are dirt cheap.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that if you don't have the right stuff to deal with a given model, like a Lord of Contagion, or at least if I can mitigate the stuff, so obviously by killing off your Hellblasters, I meant you couldn't deal with him, what can you do? Especially because he had the regenerating Warlord trait.
And I mean, I could have maybe got some wounds off him with Hellfire Shells, but I can only do that if he's the closest model. And you have a big unit of Plague Marines to hide behind.
Yeah.
Because my 2 characters just wouldn't survive in melee. I mean, one guy doesn't have a melee weapon, technically, and the other guy just has a power sword.
Well, the other guy's Lieutenant Causius, and we've seen Causius against a Lord of Contagion before, and it doesn't end well for Causius. He's not a melee character, despite having a sword. I mean, he'd probably cut through a cultist or even he'd be alright against Plague Marines, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or well enough to wound, but against a dedicated melee character.
Yeah, I mean, effectively with Gangrus or even Felthius, you could effectively just deny an objective, even if he doesn't hold it, essentially, because for me, I'd have to get near it, and then he'd just charge the unit that gets close to it.
Well, I did consider bringing him in on the side of the board and trying to take one of your 2 home objectives, or at least just stand on it so you had to bring more models closer to it in order to... But then he's very dangerous, so you didn't want to go near him.
If I shoot at him, he'll draw fire away from the rest of your forces.
Well, exactly.
It's all or nothing, especially if he regenerates.
And he regenerates at the start every single turn as well.
Yeah.
You've got to kill him in one go or near enough, yeah. Now, the Biologist Putrefier did actually do something in providing his grenades. They did a mortal wound, and they should have... If I'd got my shooting in the right order, they would have killed an Intercessor, because the grenades are 2 damage. So they're good against Space Marines if you fail your saves.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, they do benefit from various other synergies, like... Well, the Arch-Contaminator Warlord trait would let them reroll all wounds and stuff like that. Rather than leaving the Poxwalkers in the corner, I could have let him in the corner. It probably would not have affected the game a great deal. I brought him forwards just because I decided I wanted to see the grenade thing go off again. And then got a new Inceptor and 2 new Hellblasters. It makes the Hellblaster scarier, I can say that much.
Yeah, I mean, it is effectively a 66% increase in firepower and wounds.
Yeah, and the same for the Inceptors. Well, I mean, 18 shots.
Yeah, and
with a lot of rerolls. I mean, obviously, it was quite impressive. They were only cultists, but nevertheless, it's pretty scary. Like, even against the Plague Marines, that would have taken out a fair few of them in one shooting phase. So.
I think at this point, the Death Guard player should know to prioritise Hellblasters, and I don't have anything like Cloud of Flies to stop you shooting at them. So.
No, well, exactly. I've learned from experience that the Hellblasters need to go, but on the other hand, when I have a huge unit of 10 Plague Marines, I've got a lot of bolt guns to get through before it gets to the important
7
things.
bolt guns to get through.
Yeah, exactly.
And annoyingly is the one mission where I don't get the captain.
Yes, you can't overcharge them. Well, you could use Signs of Guilliman, but that's a command point. Anyway, I think that's all we have to say for this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe. Leave any comments you have. If you've been playing these missions yourself, then let us know how they went. Let us know any of your thoughts. We'd like to hear them. We've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye for now.